Good evening, I'm Dan Wall.
And I'm Laura Lee. Thanks for joining us. A long-delayed, controversial mining project on the range seems to actually be moving forward.
Leaders of Mesabi Metallics mining project in Nashwauk say they're funded and ready to get up and running, providing an economic boost for the western end of the range. The company invited the community today to tour the progress they've made on their iron mining plant.
Northern News Now's Ryan Hayes was there for the tour.
A burst of economic activity for an area that needs it.
It's an exciting day. Should be an exciting day for you as well as it is for me.
It was 2008 when ground first broke on this mine, and 16 years later, according to Mesabi Metallics leaders, the project is fully funded with an estimated completion date.
We're laser focused to complete this 7 million metric ton a year facility. We're going through that permit amendment process, and we're poised to complete this mechanical completion by Q3 of 25.
With commercial pellet sales as early as 2026, the plant currently employs about 300 union construction workers. Project leaders say that number will climb to more than 600 as the plant nears completion. Mesabi Metallics President Larry Sutherland said he's ready to put the company's rocky reputation behind him.
That's the past. This is the future. We're fully financed, fully committed.
Mesabi Metallics is owned privately by the Ruia family in India. This endeavor is one of the largest private sector investments in Minnesota history. More than $1.7 billion have already been spent, and another $550 million is expected to be spent to complete the project. The company estimates they will contribute $28 million per year to state and local economies. But while the company is excited, some nearby residents remain skeptical. One local told me, quote, "It's never concrete until it's in concrete." He believes the company has earned a negative reputation in the area because of their history, which includes failed payments to the city of Nashwauk. However, today, the mayor-elect singing a different tune.
A key to the city of Nashwauk expresses their gratitude to Mesabi Metallics.
A community hopeful that the project will come to fruition, overcoming its deeply troubled past.
We are forever grateful and proud to be their partner.
In Nashwauk, Ryan Hayes, Northern News Now.
Mesabi Metallics owns 16,000 acres of the 20,000-acre Butler Corridor on the Iron Range. They say they own enough iron to support 40 to 50 years of mining at the plant, despite losing land that had been leased to them by the state just last year.